Iceland is one of the most beautiful countries you can visit. If you get a chance to visit this place, I'm sure it will amaze you. And if you've been there, you'll definitely agree with me that this is a great place. Iceland, land of volcanoes. Do you remember Eyjafjallajökull's spraying time in 2010? And Fagradalsfjall's recent contribution too. Sorry if I'm not pronouncing it right, but you'll find that Icelandic words are really difficult to pronounce. In fact, in this video, we will learn the most common words. Iceland is a country with strange landforms and formations, so much so that it is one of the main countries that Hollywood directors choose to film their movies. Do you remember this scene from the movie Prometheus? Yes, that's Iceland. And this scene from The Secret Life of Walter Mitty? Also Iceland. This scene from Game of Thrones? Or this scene from Interstellar? It's all Icelandic. Now join me in discovering 100 interesting things about Iceland. You will learn aspects of this country that cannot be found anywhere else in the world. Before I start, I would like to ask you to hit the like button. This really gives me a lot of motivation to continue making videos like this. Now let's get started. 1. Iceland, one of the most beautiful countries you can visit, located near the Arctic Circle, is a great place to see the aurora borealis. The aurora borealis usually begins to appear in mid or late September, creating an unforgettable magical spectacle. 2. During the summer, the whole of Iceland is illuminated all night long, making it possible to wake up in the middle of the night and see the moon between day and night, like in a fairy tale. This phenomenon is called the midnight sun. 3. In contrast, in winter, Iceland experiences endless nights when the sun never rises, providing a unique and mystical experience. 4. This is a photo of Iceland in the middle of winter. 5. Icelanders celebrate Christmas on a large scale, wearing clothes printed with reindeer or Santa Claus, creating a festive atmosphere full of excitement and happiness. 6. Iceland's first name was Snaeland, land of snow, given by Viking explorer Nadadr, one of the first settlers of the Faroe Islands. 7. Iceland's capital Reykjavik is the world's northernmost capital city, where you can explore the unique culture and life of Icelanders. 8. Iceland is called the country of ice and fire because 11% of the area is covered with ice and 30% is lava fields. 9. Iceland is also the second largest island in Europe after the United Kingdom. 10. These are traditional houses in Iceland. 10. These are traditional houses in Iceland. 11. In Iceland, parents cannot freely name their children. They must choose from an approved list of approximately 2,500 names for each gender. 12. Surnames in Iceland are formed from the first name of the father or mother with the suffix son, son, or daughter, daughter. 13. In Icelandic, hello is pronounced halo, thank you is tak, yes is ja, no is nai, and goodbye is bless. 14. The most popular names for men in Iceland are John, Sigurdur, and Gudmundur. Meanwhile, the most popular female names are Gudrun, Anna, and Christine. 15. Icelanders are one of the tallest people in the world. The average male is 1.81 meters tall, and the average female is 1.68 meters tall. 16. In Iceland, you can visit the Great Glacier, one of the world's most impressive geysers, which can shoot hot water up to 80 meters. 17. Iceland is a small country with a population of less than 400,000 people, but has more than 600,000 sheep, more than the population. 18. The cost of living in Iceland is quite high. A meal at a cheap restaurant costs about $40. A can of Coke is about $3. A bottle of imported beer is more than $7. And a one-room apartment is about $1,600, depending on the area. 19. Elves, Huldufolk, or hidden people, have been a part of Iceland's history since the first Vikings set foot on the island. Although the majority of Icelanders do not believe in elves, a large portion of the population is unwilling to deny their existence. 20. There are 4 holidays in Iceland that are considered to have a special connection with elves. New Year's Eve, 13th night, January 6th, Midsummer's Eve, and Christmas Eve. 21. On New Year's Eve, Icelanders light candles to guide the elves on their journey to find a new home. 22. Iceland is a great place for whale watching. They can be seen around the island, and in the northern bays, there is a permanent resident whale population. 23. The average salary in Iceland is about $3,600 USD per month, one of the highest salaries in the world. 24. A traditional Icelandic dish is huikarl, fermented shark. It is made from Greenland shark meat, buried with rocks for several months and then dried. The final product smells of ammonia. 25. A century ago, all alcoholic beverages were banned, but later all were legalized except beer. Beer was legalized on March 1st, 1989. It is said that because of this difference, Icelandic men and women love to drink beer. 26. The most famous thermal springs in Iceland are the Blue Lagoon, or Laguna Azul, a geothermal spa located in the southwest near the airport. The average water temperature is 37-39 degrees Celsius and is rich in silica and sulfur. 27. Iceland is one of the places with albatrosses, seabirds with brightly colored beaks. But they are not only admired, they are also eaten. Even their fresh hearts are eaten as part of a traditional meal. 28. The Vestman Islands are home to the world's largest population of Atlantic albatrosses. 29. Iceland has its own horse breed, the Icelandic horse, which is compact in size. 30. In Thingvellir National Park is the Silfra Fissure, one of 2 places on Earth where you can see the boundary between 2 large tectonic plates. Here, the North American and Eurasian tectonic plates separate. 31. Thingvellir National Park is also historically significant, as the Alþingi, or Icelandic Parliament, established here in 930 AD, is one of the oldest parliaments in the world. 32. The Icelandic suffix foss means waterfall, and there are certainly some interesting waterfalls in Iceland, such as Hraunfossar, the lava waterfall, where water falls directly from within a field of solid lava. 33. Dettifoss is a waterfall 45 meters high and 100 meters wide, with a flow of 400 cubic meters per second. Since Iceland is considered a European country, this waterfall has the largest flow in Europe. 34. Reynisfjara is known as the Black Beach of the Rock Giants, with large basalt formations. According to legend, the 3 large rocks emerging from the sea are giants turned into stone by sunlight. 35. Among famous YouTubers in Iceland are the Icelandic blues, rock band Kaleo, and selfie photographer Sorelle Amori. 36. Hafþór Julius Bjornsson, one of the strongest men in the world, over 2 meters tall, is Icelandic. You may remember him as the Mountain on Game of Thrones. 37. Anita Briem, Augusta Eva Erlendsdottir, and Hera Hilmar are famous Icelandic actresses. 38. Iceland is the first country in the world to ban paying men more than women. 39. Want to go to Iceland and save money? Hitchhiking is a common thing among tourists, and Icelanders are used to picking up hitchhikers. But be careful. If you are in a remote location, you may have to wait for hours without seeing a car, or be unlucky when the few cars that pass by do not stop. 40. Icelanders are very hardworking people. Iceland is the country with the highest working hours in Europe, with an average working week of 43.5 hours. 41. Icelandic women have won the Miss World contest 3 times, so they have the highest ratio of beautiful women per capita. 42. The winds in Iceland are so diverse that there are more than 100 words in their language to talk about wind. 43. According to Icelandic mythology, Grýla is a giant who has the ability to detect misbehaving children during the year and comes from the mountains during Christmas to find and eat them. 44. According to Icelandic tradition, it is better to receive new clothes before Christmas Eve. Otherwise, the ferocious Yule cat will eat you. 45. Iceland has one of the highest life expectancies in the world, with women living an average of 83 years and men 80 years. 46. In this country, about 48% of the population is female and 52% is male, with an average age of 38.4 years. 47. Iceland's water is some of the purest in the world, so no treatment is needed. 48. All Icelanders speak English, in addition to Icelandic, and also learn Danish, although they rarely use Danish. 49. A genetic study of the Icelandic population indicates that most of the men who settled there were of Northern European origin, while most of the women were from Ireland. 50. Iceland has such icy surfaces that there are no conditions for ants to survive, so this country is the only place without ants. 51. Iceland is an island located on the edge of the Atlantic Ocean between America and Europe. As a result, it has a lot of volcanic activity, with about 130 volcanoes, of which 30 are active. 52. Geologically, half of Iceland is American and the other half is European. 53. Despite only having 120 professional football players, Iceland eliminated England at Euro 2016. 54. This is the only country in NATO that does not have an army. 55. The word duvet comes from eider, an Icelandic duck whose feathers were used to fill duvets. 56. The roads in Iceland are quite special. The only road in optimal condition is Route 1, or Ring Road, which encircles the island. As the number of roads increases, road conditions become worse. 57. Next to Jökulsárlón Glacial Lake, you will find Diamond Beach. You'll witness a unique spectacle of icebergs floating in rivers and seas, as well as large diamond-like blocks of ice on the shore. 58. This is one of the countries in the world with the most books read per capita, and nearly all of its residents play a musical instrument of some kind. 59. Hallgrímskirkja, or Hallgrímur Church, is a Lutheran church located in Reykjavik, the capital of Iceland. Its facade is inspired by the island's lava flows. With a height of 74.5 meters, this is the tallest building in the country. 60. Only 23% of Iceland has vegetation, and 14% is covered by ice. 61. Some rivers in Iceland flow regardless of cold temperatures because their water reaches 50 degrees Celsius. 62. If you go to Iceland, you should hike Sólheimajökull, a glacier in the south of Iceland, located between the Katla and Eyjafjallajökull volcanoes. You will walk on frozen lava, surrounded by pure white ice. 63. A major tourist attraction in Iceland is visiting the ice caves of the glaciers and admiring the changing light and color of the ice, from white to turquoise. 64. With many geothermal hot springs, Iceland has geothermal power plants, which use steam from underground to generate electricity. 65. This is one of the countries with the best internet connection. You have Wi-Fi signal all over the island. 66. Jules Verne was inspired by the Snæfellsjökull volcano in Iceland's Snæfellsnes Peninsula for his novel Trip to the Center of the Earth. 67. In Iceland, they practice the Nordic siesta for children, which means they are left in strollers in shops, cafes, or restaurants to sleep while their parents shop or have lunch. 68. Iceland's national flower is the 8-petaled dryad, or holtasoli, a shrub with 8 white petals and many yellow stamens. 69. Iceland's national animal is the gyrfalcon. 70. Svig is a traditional Icelandic dish consisting of a sheep's head cut in half, the hair and brain removed, and then boiled. Sometimes it is marinated in lactic acid. 71. Iceland's favorite dessert is ice cream, especially bragdarafur, a mixture of ice cream and candy with options such as crushed candy, cookies, licorice, fruit. 72. At Skogafoss, a waterfall located on the Skoga River, there's a legend that the first Vikings to settle in the area buried treasure in a cave behind the waterfall. If you happen to see it when you grab the chest handle, it will disappear. 73. On the beaches of Tunga, in the south of the Snæfellsnes Peninsula, and Vitanes in the western fjords, you can observe seals. 74. Near Tálknafjörður in the western fjords, you can find the natural hot spring Pólarian. You can enjoy them for free, as they are maintained by the town's residents without asking for anything in return. 75. On the coast of Fjord Skutulsfjordur, in the city of Ísafjörður, you'll find the Western Fjords Heritage Museum, with a permanent exhibition in one of the city's oldest houses. 76. Iceland's most famous sculpture is located in the capital Reykjavik, called the Sun Voyager, designed by Jon Gunnar Arnason to commemorate the city's 200 years. This is a steel sculpture that resembles a Viking ship. 77. The longest and one of the oldest roads in Iceland is Laugavegur, located in the center of Reykjavik. It is 2 kilometers long, and its name means water path, as it was once a path to hot springs for washing clothes. 78. In Iceland, new waterfalls appear periodically due to the melting of glaciers. Until 2007, the 197-meter-high Glimmer waterfall was the highest waterfall in the country. But that year, the Morsarfoss waterfall appeared with a height of 228 meters. 79. In Reykjavik, there is the Perlan Museum of Natural History, with an impressive glass dome. They've even recreated an ice cave inside with sounds, ice, and temperatures of 15 degrees Celsius. 80. Icelanders love sports like soccer, basketball, volleyball, and horseback riding. But Iceland's national sport is actually handball. 81. In Iceland, there are only 7 species of wildland mammals: Arctic fox, reindeer, mink, field mouse, house mouse, brown rat, and black rat. 82. In Iceland, there are no trains or subways. People travel by car, on foot, or by bus within the capital. 83. One of Iceland's signature dishes is kutmagar, a pudding made from cod stomach stuffed with its liver. Sounds appealing, right? 84. Iceland's iconic wine is brennivín, sometimes called svartidauði, meaning black death. It is made from fermented potatoes and added caraway seeds for flavor. 85. In Iceland, it is illegal to keep snakes, lizards, and turtles as pets, and only dogs can be kept with a special license. No problem with cats. 86. It may sound strange, but boxing was banned in Iceland until 2002 because it was thought to incite violence. 87. The highest peak in Iceland is Fánadalshnjúkur with a height of 2,109 meters, located in the northeast of the volcano Eyjafjallajökull. The biggest challenge is learning how to pronounce its name. 88. There are no mosquitoes in Iceland. The only one that exists is preserved at the Icelandic Institute of Natural History and was caught by Gisli Margjalsson in the 1980s in an airplane cabin. 89. Icelanders have the highest number of Nobel Prizes per capita in the world. Not because they have many Nobel Prizes, there is only one, Halldór Kiljan Laxness, who won the Nobel Prize for Literature in 1955, but because they have a small population. 90. The cliff at Lathrabjarg Cape contains millions of seabirds and is the largest bird cliff in Europe. 91. Even though Iceland is not tropical, at the Icelandic University of Agriculture, they maintain a small banana plantation. They produce bananas every 18 months due to special light cycles. 92. Vatnajökull is Europe's largest glacier in volume and second in area, covering 8% of Iceland's land area. 93. Icelandic children place their shoes in their bedroom window every night for the 13 days before Christmas. This is because they receive a visit from 13 Yule lads, each of whom leaves a small gift. 94. Iceland is one of the few countries that has a bank of genetic information on all of its residents, as well as a huge genealogical database. 95. Harpa Concert Hall is a conference and concert hall in Reykjavik, and its facade is made up of many pieces of glass of different sizes and shapes, reflecting both the sky and the sea. 96. Iceland has 3 national parks, including Europe's largest Vatnajökull National Park. Then there's Snæfellsjökull National Park and Thingvellir National Park. 97. Iceland has a high number of cars per capita, with 1.5 cars per resident. 98. In Iceland, it is common to divert roads or change construction projects to avoid affecting rocky areas where goblin houses or churches are believed to exist. 99. The local museum in Ísafjörður is the oldest building in Iceland, dating from 1734. In Iceland, old houses have the year of construction on the facade. 100. Icelanders love pilsur, Icelandic hot dog. In Reykjavik, there is a famous hot dog seller because Bill Clinton commented that these are the best hot dogs in the world. We are finished with interesting things about Iceland. If you know anything else because you visited the country, leave it in the comments. And if you like this video, please like and share with your family and friends. Hope to see you here again. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next interesting videos. See you soon!